What's up, guys? Isaiah here from YuGiOh Gaming, and I have Logan here with me today, and we're going to be talking about the 60-card Dragon Link Brave deck that Mateo and Sandri, I believe, used a top cut. They are identical lists. They were both from the same team, so obviously the list is pretty good, and they both did really well. Congratulations. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you guys subscribe. We're getting close to 500. Once we hit 1,000, we're going to do a massive giveaway. So make sure you share the videos around, and make sure you sub if you haven't. There is 88% of you that have not subbed, so let's get that number a little lower. Let's get in the video. All right, so getting into the list, first we're going through, they're playing the Brave engine. Obviously, it's going to be the same Brave ratios everyone's been playing, plus the Foolish. The Brave engine in this deck seems really cool. It gives you the extender, but it also just lets your dragon plays go off, which that's like the biggest problem with dragons right now. They can play through so much, but it just gives it so much more defense that it's hard to really stop the dragon.
Yeah, I agree. The fact that it's like two extenders, it allows you to make Chaos Ruler really easily, like because the token's level 4. If they do, you do have to negate with Griffin or whatever. It also just helps you put tons of damage on board. It's just an insane engine.
And moving on to the Dragon engine, starting with the Rockets, he's playing 2 Tracer, 2 Synchron, a Recharger. He's not playing 3 Tracer. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't play 3 Tracer. The only thing I can think of, he's trying to maybe not draw multiples of the card, or he's only trying to see exactly one. If you draw a quick launch, or like you always have access to Tracer pretty much with any 2 dragons, because of Romulus. So like, there's not really a reason to play 3 if it's not like the focal point of your deck.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was math where he's playing so many going second cards. It could be that, but I feel like this card should probably be.
I personally like 3 Tracer, but then again, I haven't had a lot of practice with the Brave engine.
Then he plays 2 Absa Router Dragons.
I think it's just the correct ratio. Like, the card's good to draw if you draw it, and it's a free discard off of Faithful, free level 7 extender because you always are going to get to Rockets, free off Chaos Space. It's just one of the best cards in your deck. You would play 3 if you could, but like, you just never want to like draw too many of that
Yeah,
card.
just work with it. 3 Quick Launch. I feel like that's standard. He plays 3 Black Metal Dragon. I've been looking at some lists, and a lot of people aren't playing 3 of this card. Some people haven't even been playing this card.
The only reason that you would play this over Seyfert is because of the Brave engine. So, you can't use Seyfert under the Brave engine at all. But Black Metal is just Romulus, and Romulus gets you to like any pretty much any combo in your deck. I personally think this is the best way to play the deck. I think it just has the most power. Because I feel like regular Dragon Link really relies on the hand traps a little bit too much because their engine's not as powerful. But
And then he plays the 1 of Darkness Metal, the Destrudo, and then the 2 Baby Dragons. I feel like that's just going to be standard going forward, especially with Destrudo. Destrudo's just an insane card, and it's a dragon. So I don't think there's much to say on that.
the only thing I don't like is there's no Chaos Dragon Legionnaire in this deck. And there's also no, like, I feel like you could get away with playing 1 Seyfert, just to recycle your dragons, to dump off Dragon Ravine. I don't really know how I feel about not playing Chaos Levy in this deck. I feel like it's just free. If you draw it,
And
you
it's
rip your
powerhouse.
opponent's hand. Yeah, and it's a great going second card. You're gonna open Chaos Space with the babies sometimes, and you need something else to search, and there's nothing else really to search in this deck that has any value. So,
Yeah, and he's
I'm
playing
very
3 Chaos Space.
surprised.
So, like,
This is definitely more of a combo version. Like, he's definitely focusing on the Hauk combo with the Rose Dragons, but still, like, I think Chaos Dragon Levy's just too broken.
and then he plays the Red Rose engine, but he only plays 1 of each of the dragons, and then the 1 Rose Shoot. I don't think you need to play more than 1 of this in this deck. It is a dragon, so it's not really that bad. And it's just 3 Hauk stuff.
Yeah, you don't really want to draw it. You want to summon it off Hauk whenever you have a level set, like you have the Brave Engine on board. That's like the idea. And if you don't get to the Brave Engine, then you just never want to see it, pretty much.
He does play Snow. I can see it. I mean, it's not a dragon, but you're always going to have a way to get it out and everything. And I think this card is really good right now.
It gives the deck the ability to play through, not exactly through, but around Droplet and Dark Ruler, because if you notice, he's not playing the Chamber package, which, like with Totting and Chamber, which I'm a big fan of cutting. I never, like, I wish you didn't have to play that engine in, like, regular Dragon Link. Being able to play Snow, you only play, like, the 1 brick instead of playing, like, multiple traps and the Chamber. And, like, if you draw Snow, it's not awful, but you definitely just want to send it to the grave with Shooting Riser.
He's also playing the Fusion Destiny package. I don't see why you wouldn't play, especially when you're playing 60 cards. Like, your dragon plays are just so powerful, and then just throwing a DPE on top of it.
It's not that it struggles with follow-ups, but like its follow-ups aren't as strong as the other decks. because they have DB a lot of the time, if you add a draw 2 in a dragon deck, you can put a lot of damage out really fast.
Then the one boot sector and the one dragon intervene. That's all for his dragon engine and his main deck engine. Everything else is going second. Do you think, other than Levianeer and the one CV, do you think you're missing anything that he should definitely be in here?
Not really. Like, you can argue the third tracer, but then again, you have so many ways to get to it that, like, I don't think it's super needed. Because, like, black metal by itself has access to tracers, so I don't know. I think just adding Levy would have just been correct probably, but I'm not entirely sure what I would cut.
Going on to his hand traps, going second cards, he's playing massive amount. He's playing 19 with the 3 Gammas, 3 Nibs, 3 Ogres, 3 Ash, 3 Valor, 3 Imperm, and the 1 Lancia. With this ratio, he has almost a 90% chance to at least see 1 and over a 50% chance to see 2. Everyone's playing these hand traps because with how the boards are going with the Bravage and everything, you need to see more than 1 hand trap in your hand to stop plays most of the time. So I definitely see this. Like, if he wasn't playing all of these hand traps, he definitely was just playing his deck normally without, like, with all of his combos. But with this, he's able to stay in the meta.
Another thing is dragons are very good at playing with like 2 to 3 cards
Yep.
because all of their cards gain so much advantage. Chaos Space, Right gives you multiple cards, Black Metal gives you multiple cards. I think the correct way to play dragons is with a ton of hand traps just because your inning board isn't great, but the fact that you can add some of the most powerful hand traps in the game off of Chaos Ruler is just super powerful.
Moving on to his side deck, starting off with Redroll, the hand trap he's not playing in his main deck, and I feel like this is just for mostly like Virtual World and Drytron and stuff. Because a lot of these do stuff, but this hand trap is really good against those decks.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he's playing that, to be honest, because like I feel like since you're already playing 19 hand traps, like what are you really taking out against those decks? I guess against Drytron, Ghost Ogre's not the best, but maybe he takes it out in that matchup, and that's the only thing I can really think of.
And then he's playing the one scythe. I assume he's just playing this to when he goes first. And he's know he's going first. He's going to send it off Shooting Riser Dragon, and then summon off Baron. Do you think it's worth playing the one up for that?
I don't think so, because like I feel like if you're gonna do that, you're gonna like they're already gonna bring in max amount of hand traps against you because you're a combo deck. So like I guess this is to hedge around Dark Ruler no more, but I feel like that like if they draw that card against your deck, you're just kind of like they have a higher chance of drawing multiple hand traps and stopping you and this being a dead card rather than living the dreams of making Shooting Riser, dumping that, and then being able to full combo that way.
Plays Call by the Grave Tactics and 3 cross out. I'm assuming he sides these in when he goes first, and he's probably taking out stuff like the Gamma package because his combos are just going to be mostly dragons. I don't know how I feel about cross out in this deck going first, like, or siding it at least. I feel like if you're siding this card, you should probably just side it or put it in your main deck.
I would assume the reason he's playing this is because of Nibiru. Like, because dragons play through like Ghost Ogre, Ash, Valor, Imperm, those type of hand traps very well. But the hand traps he really struggles around if they open multiple of those with like Nip.
I would assume he just takes out the Gammas and maybe the Lancia and puts these cards into play through the hand traps when he goes first.
Yeah, I'd say he probably keeps in the Lancia because Lancia's really good against this deck. He probably takes out like a
Another one over
Fateful or
something.
like a Chick, like a Water Enchantress or something.
And then back row Hade, he's playing 3 twins, the Harpies, and the Red Reboot. A lot of people are playing Twin right now for the Prank Kid deck. Do you think this deck struggles against Prank Kids?
Yes, I think Prankins is a really good matchup against this deck.
Yeah,
It would
me too.
also surprise me if they would have lost in top 32 to Prankins, just because like dragons deal like they handle like cards like Fog Blade and stuff like that very well. But what they struggle with is like board wipes, things that deal with their monsters. Like if you have like, for example, Battle, Butler and stuff like that, they really struggle with.
Yeah, and if you just twin the Pandemonium in the standby phase, you don't have to worry about Butler anymore.
You're probably killing them.
Yeah. His last card in the side deck is the Red Dragon Archfiend. I would assume this is for time, mostly.
Yeah, that's literally the only reason to play it. He may side it in going second to help break boards, but
And then going to his extra deck, most of it's kind of standard. He's playing the Baron, Boral Savage, Chaos Ruler, and the Shooting Riser. Is there any synchros that he's not playing that you think should be in here?
he's not playing Hot Red, which I'm very surprised about. I'm surprised that he chose to play Savage over Hot Red, and maybe because it's in his combo, that he might make Savage on his opponent's turn. But personally, whenever I played Dragon deck, I primarily went for Hot Red over Savage because you can set like things like Quick Launch or whatever and chain them, like activate them in response to droplet and then negate droplet. But like I said, it may be because of the combo that I just am not aware of.
Obviously, he played DPE, Access Code Unicorn, the Triple Burst. He's playing D-Arc. Arch is really, really good this format. Playing Anaconda, the Hulk, the Sphere, Romulus, Pisty, and Striker Dragon. Something he's not playing that most Dragon players are playing right now is the new Zombie X.
It's just because he's going for Hulk combos. You just don't have the room. Like because he's forced to play Predaplant and DPs and he's playing the Fusion Destiny package, obviously. So like that's two more slots, and then he's focusing so much on Hulk. That's another slot. Like if you notice, he's not playing Quad Boral as well. Like this extra deck is extremely tight. Like I'm kind of surprised that he's even playing Access Code Unicorn. Like I'm surprised he doesn't just go for
I
to be
feel like your
honest.
deck doesn't struggle with game anyway. Like most of your stuff's big. Like I feel like your deck doesn't really struggle to get games. So I feel like you could play like the Heart Red or something over this.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised because like Dark makes Boral Sword really easily, but it also makes Access Code really easy. So maybe it's because he wants to hedge against skill drain because his deck doesn't really have a main deck out to that except the
Yeah.
Draco back, or I don't know.
All right, guys. So that is their Dragon Link deck. I really like this deck. I think it's something different. I don't miss playing against Dragon Link, but I'm glad to see it coming back in the meta. The meta's so diverse right now, and you can really do well with basically anything. Just throw some Brave Engine in there, and you're good to go. Like I did say before, guys, we are doing a massive giveaway at 1,000 subs. So make sure you hit that sub button. Make sure you guys comment down below. Let us know how you feel about Dragon Link. Are you guys excited to see people playing it again? Or you want it to get out of here? Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by.